Quick up on the approach, looks awfully sharp.
Which ball was he using, though?
I don't know, but he was hitting the pocket every shot. We'll see. Obviously, he's using 2 blue bowling balls, and whichever one works best, I think he's just going to try to shake that one off. The one thing he'd like to do is put together 2 good games in the championship round. 279 at the U.S. Open, backed it up with 177. Let's see what he does after the 258.
All right, with a lot of speed, Mark Thayer. And a wry smile on his face is marked with a spare after shooting a 258 in the first game. Now we get a look at one of the smaller bowlers on tour, 5'5", 123 pounds, 28-year-old Norm Duke. 3 titles to his credit. Sliding by, leaving the 210.
And he gets a great break as the head pin bounces out the 8 pin. When you have the 2-8 pin, almost impossible to make, but the 210 makeable for a player of this caliber. All he needs to do is get the ball to the left of the 2 pin, drive the 2 into the 10. That will convert it. He can either drive it straight into the 10, as you see here, or off the sideboard.
Tough break for Norm Duke. Norm was runner-up here last year. Tony Westlake was the winner. He finished 36th this year.
High-scoring final last year as Duke lost with a 225 to Westlake's 232. Norm Duke trying to play a lot of hook. He's not as natural hook ball players as some of these guys, so watch where he's shooting. He's forcing the hooks. I don't like that shot.
They're cheering for Duke. Shouting his name from the stands. There's Mark Thayer, back in the groove, like his 10 strikes in the first match.
Well, Thayer, who has documented his poor performances in the championship round and has never experienced a PBA title, has only averaged 203 in 8 games in the championship round, and he's surely improving that today as he looks razor sharp.
Leaving a 2-5.
Not a bad shot, though, Chris. He went through that ball very aggressively, the good high follow-through, and the ball just didn't finish. Now, watch this action. This is a good shot. He has to make a little adjustment on the lane. The arm inside out. Look at that good high follow-through, that wrist snapping back. Once you make a good shot like that, you can make the adjustment. So he's on the right track.
We're in Portland, Oregon. I'm always fascinated, Bo, by this area. It's so beautiful, emerald green, and the air seems so pure and clear. And in reading about Portland, this fact, there are 280 parks in the city, nearly 5,000 acres of parks.
One of the most versatile players on the PBA Tour, a little shuffle 6-deck delivery, Norm Duke. #1 in average last year, and watch the position he has. #1, I like that nice flat wrist. #2, look at this. #3, concentrate on that pivot step as he drives to the line. See, everything rotates to the toe of that right foot. Look at how close he finishes the foul line. If he strikes here, he will retake the lead. He trails by 1, 4th frame.
The youngest player to win a PBA title at 18 years, 345 days. Norman Duke is in the lead at the moment. 30 years ago, Ray Charles gave us to Central, Riverside, California. Mark Thayer turning the 9. Had a strike working, and he now has left the 3-6. Looking for that first title. It's amazing. Last year he won $72,055, and already this year $40,500. Okay, with the spare, here's Nelson Burton.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel. Bob Benoit's semifinal match. Any particular strategy of whether you want to start the match, Bob, or finish it? It's your choice going into the next game.
Well, I think I'm going to let the other guy finish the game. Lane's like going through a bit of a transition right now, and I didn't have that good of a shot in practice, so I'm just going to try to stay as close to the pocket and stay clean if I can, and make the other guy double if it comes down to that in the 10th to beat me.
All right, great strategy. Good luck. Back to you, Chris.
Mark Thayer has gotten his second strike in this second game, had 10 in the first. Yes, tomorrow, the Screen Machines of IndyCar racing hit the road. Indianapolis 500 winner, Al Unser Jr., defending champion Emerson Fittipaldi, and other top drivers attempt to race to victory in the ITT Automotive Detroit Grand Prix. Belle Isle, live tomorrow on ABC. Duke, the leader, is strung 4. 2 weeks, the Indy cars will be right here in Portland. Norm Duke made 9 championship round appearances last year, but this is his first of the year. Here's his explanation.
Well, last year I was sharp at basically all facets of my game. Everything came together, and it was just wonderful. This year I haven't been sharp at anything. And I'm on my way back. I'm looking for a good showing here today, and this is where I got hot last year, so maybe I'll do the same thing.
One of the most versatile players on the tour. He can throw it straight, he can hook it, he can throw it hard, he can throw it slow.
And he now has strung 5. After an open frame in the first, he now has put together 5. He has a 31-10 lead, but Mark Thayer can cut it to 21. Strike up, shooting in the 6th.
All right, something good happened for Mark Thayer. He got behind in a match here, a few pins, and he needed a key shot. He threw it very well, went through with that good wrist action, and slapped out the 10. Let's see if he can do it one more time. Cut that gap to 11. Duke just concentrating on his game. Thayer on the score.
So, Mark Thayer showing his mettle here in the second game. He has strung 3, and the lead by Duke is only 11.
Coverage begins next on ABC Sports.
Frankie for filming it.
We're back again in Portland, Oregon. The Hollywood Bowl, Hollywood being a district, a section of this wonderful city of Portland. Norm Duke is leading by 11, 5 in a row. Going for the 6th in the 7th frame, leading the 10-pin.
The fans applauding his effort, and it's the first tap on a string anybody's had today. We had a couple of 10 pins. We had Bellinger leave a solid 9, but here Duke comes off his string with a 10 pin after 5 in a row.
Seems to have stuck at the line.
Well, earlier in the week, Chris, a few of the players, as you see Norm Duke coming up, and he practiced plenty of 10 pins during the practice session. I watched him practice. A few of the players complained about the approaches being a little slippery, and that can happen after lanes are freshly resurfaced. This bowling center has been resurfaced in the last 2 weeks. You see him sliding off balance there, but there's no excuse for that shot. He was just out of time. He's opened the door for Thayer, and now he trails by 2, 8th frame.
3 in a row. 4-bagger. Or rather, excuse me, that was Duke with a strike in the 8th frame. Duke, who was the average leader last year, a little over 219. It's Dave Ferraro this year at that. But the high average leader was Mark Roth at 221 for a year.
All-time record.
Now it's a 4-bagger for Mark Thayer.
Very prophetic of you, partner, as Thayer looks sharper than ever, and during that last little commercial message, I said I had a feeling Thayer's going to win this game, and if he can strike right here in the 9th frame, doesn't look back at that scoreboard, doesn't try to make things happen, keep throwing good shots like this, he's going to be awfully tough. He could take this game in hand right here.
You also made a comment to me, Bo. You said something, and I think this happens with all pros, other than winning it just for themselves. There are other people.
You're right. For his wife, he is very conscious of how she really wants to see him win. Wife Kathy not here. But Norm Duke has something to say about it. He has a potential 246 ninth frame.
Well, it's a big strike in the ninth frame for Norm Duke. Originally from Fort Worth, Texas, now bowling out of Albuquerque.
Talk about Norm Duke falling off a little bit. He had 9 championship round appearances, only 1 this year. Chris's average has dropped down to 212 on the tour. When you drop that many pins, you're not going to make it to the top 5. Now, right now, he has a chance to recapture the lead if he can strike 2 times in the 10th frame, a possible 246.
There's one.
Watch Duke under pressure. Just a great match game player. He puts his Sunday ball down the lane, just chews up the rack, and now he can retake the lead he gave away in the 7th frame when he missed the 10 pin with 1 more strike.
Great shot. Woo. Pressure.
Norm Duke said that he likes to miss left when he really needs one, and he had that shot today, and he used it in the 11th frame right there. Now, if he gets a strike here, he finishes with 246. He's going to force Thayer to strike in the 10th to continue on in the action.
Exceedingly strong finish by Norm Duke. Stringing 5, and with 5 in a row, here is Mark Thayer.
Must strike on this ball.
And does.
The situation for Mark Thayer is simply this. If he strikes, he wins and goes to the semifinal against Bob Benoit. If he gets 9 and spare, he wins. However, if he gets 8 spare, it's a tie. Anything less, he loses.
What a performance today by Thayer. He's proven before that he can take pressure. Just hasn't been lucky enough to get that first PBA win.
I agree, Chris. He looks so good today. We have a great lane condition for these fellows to showcase their game on. And Thayer started with 258 in the first game and 254 in the second for a winner.
All right, Thayer now will move up against Bob Benoit. This week, Curtis